The air crackled with untamed energy, a wildness that seemed to seep into my bones and awaken something ancient within me. The wind carried the scent of pine and earth, swirling around me like a promise of adventure. It was as if the world itself was alive, urging me forward, whispering secrets only the brave would dare to hear. As the sun crested the jagged peaks, golden rays spilled across the landscape, painting the world in hues of hope and possibility. The mountains, bathed in morning light, stood as silent guardians, their shadows stretching long and mysterious. Each new day in the wild feels like a blank canvas, waiting for a story to be written with every step. This wasn't just another day, it was an invitation from the wild to test my limits, to discover what I was truly capable of. The mountains called out, not with words, but with the silent challenge of their steep slopes and hidden trails. I could feel my heart pounding, not from fear, but from the thrill of the unknown. I stood at the trailhead, anticipation burning in my chest, ready to leave comfort behind. The familiar world faded away, replaced by the promise of discovery and the excitement of venturing into the unknown. Every journey begins with a single step, but this one felt different, charged with purpose and possibility. The path vanished into dense forest, a gateway to challenge and discovery. Shadows danced between ancient trunks, and the air was thick with the songs of unseen birds. Each twist and turn of the trail hinted at mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and I felt a surge of excitement at what lay ahead. The urge to explore is ancient, a whisper from our ancestors who navigated these lands without maps or modern tools. Their spirit lives on in every step we take into the wild, reminding us that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. The forest seemed to welcome me, its silence both comforting and humbling. Today we're often disconnected from that world, but the call remains. The boundary between civilization and wilderness is thin, and crossing it feels like stepping into another realm. In the city, life is predictable, but here, every moment is alive with possibility and risk. For me, it was a roar. The mountain was both a physical and spiritual challenge, daring me to push beyond my limits and confront my fears. Its towering presence demanded respect, and I felt both small and powerful in its shadow. The promise of a summit view was tempting, but the real reward was in the journey itself. Every step forward was a victory, every obstacle a lesson. The mountain offered no shortcuts, only the honest work of climbing, breathing, and believing in myself. Every step, every breath, every drop of sweat would bring me closer to clarity and strength. The rhythm of my boots on the trail became a meditation, a reminder that progress is made one moment at a time. The mountains stripped away distractions, leaving only the essentials: effort, determination, and wonder. With a final check of my pack and a deep breath, I took the first step. The weight of my pack felt reassuring, grounding me in the present. I knew the journey ahead would test me, but I was ready to embrace whatever the wild had in store. The world of tarmac faded behind me, replaced by the scent of pine and earth. Each stride carried me further from the noise of daily life and deeper into the heart of the wilderness. I felt a sense of freedom, as if I was shedding layers of worry and expectation with every step. The mountain was waiting, and I was ready to meet it. With every breath I felt more alive, more connected to the world around me. The adventure had begun, and I was determined to answer the call of the wild. Preparation is everything. Before you even set foot on the trail, the journey has already begun. Every decision you make now, every item you choose to bring or leave behind, can shape the outcome of your adventure. The right preparation is the difference between a triumphant summit and a forced retreat. Your gear is your lifeline. It's not just about comfort. Out here, it's about survival, efficiency, and peace of mind. Each piece of equipment has a purpose, and knowing how to use it is just as important as having it. For this trek, I packed smart, a 40-liter rucksack, 3 liters of water, and high-energy snacks to keep my body fueled. Every gram counts, so I chose only what I truly needed, balancing weight with necessity. Hydration and nutrition are non-negotiable. They keep your muscles working and your mind sharp. Layered clothing was essential, starting with a moisture-wicking base to keep sweat away, a warm fleece for insulation, and a waterproof shell to shield against wind and rain. The weather in the mountains can change in an instant, so adaptability is key. Being able to add or remove layers quickly can mean the difference between comfort and misery. Sturdy boots with ankle support protect your foundation. Your feet are your most valuable asset on the trail, and a twisted ankle can end your journey before it truly begins. Navigation tools, map, compass, and a reliable watch are just as critical. and a mental map of the route, memorized landmarks, and an understanding of the terrain ahead. I always study the trail beforehand, noting potential hazards and escape routes. Technology can fail, but basic skills keep you safe. Batteries die, signals drop, but a well-practiced sense of direction and map-reading skills are timeless. Trust in your preparation, not just your gadgets. First aid kit, multi-tool, head torch, these are the unsung heroes of any trek. Cuts, blisters, or a sudden nightfall can happen when you least expect it. And an emergency whistle. Always be ready for the unexpected. A simple whistle can signal for help when your voice can't carry. I chose this trail for its reputation, relentless, unforgiving, but legendary. It's the kind of path that tests not just your body, but your spirit. I wasn't after an easy stroll. I wanted a challenge that would push me to my edge, force me to dig deep, and reveal what I'm truly capable of. This was a 5-hour vertical battle, demanding respect and resilience. Every step would be earned, every breath a reminder of the mountain's power. With my gear checked and my mind focused, I felt a surge of confidence. Preparation had replaced anxiety with anticipation. I was equipped, prepared, and ready to conquer the beast. The weight of my pack felt reassuring, not burdensome. The mountain demanded everything, and I was ready to give it. I knew that every ounce of effort and preparation would pay off on the climb. Every detail mattered. Success was in the preparation. The smallest oversight could become a major obstacle, so I double-checked every item. The adventure began before I even set foot on the trail. With every piece of gear in place and my mind set on the challenge ahead, I was ready to embrace whatever the mountain had in store. The first hour of a hike is a beautiful lie. Your body is fresh, the path welcoming. The trail wound through ancient trees, sunlight dancing on the forest floor. The air was rich with the scent of earth and leaves, far from city life. I settled into a steady rhythm, each breath cleaner, each step lighter. It's tempting to rush, but a long hike is a marathon, not a sprint. I focused on efficient movement, conserving energy for the climb ahead. My mind wandered, noticing moss on logs, wild mushrooms and dew-laced spiderwebs. Out here, time slows, and the small wonders of nature come alive. As the path steepened, the real challenge began. Euphoria faded, replaced by resolve. The adventure had truly begun, and I was hungry for more. The second and third hours are the crucible, the gentle path gone replaced by a relentless incline. Each step was a battle, my legs burning, my rucksack an anchor. The mental game began. Doubt whispered, but I fought back with focus and breath. I broke the journey into small goals. The next rock, the next bend. Sweat stung my eyes. I paused for water and fuel, knowing I needed both. The excitement was stripped away, leaving only grit and determination. The world shrank to the next step, the next breath. All distractions burned away in the effort. It was just me and the mountain, locked in a silent battle. With every painful step, my resolve grew stronger. The pain was proof I was pushing my limits. In struggle, I found clarity. As I climbed, the landscape transformed. Forest gave way to windswept shrubs and alpine flowers. These resilient plants inspired me, thriving where few could. The air grew thinner, the sky deeper blue. I felt I'd entered another world. The weather shifted constantly, sun, shadow, wind, demanding awareness and adaptability. I paused to watch a bird of prey soar above, envying its effortless grace. Crossing a cold mountain stream, I drank deeply. Pure, revitalizing water. These moments of magic broke through the toil, reminding me why I endured. The beauty was raw and earned, not picture perfect. The mountain revealed its character, and I was privileged to witness it. Around hour 4, I hit the wall, energy gone, doubt screaming to give up. My legs felt like lead, my breath ragged, and every step seemed to take me further from my goal instead of closer. The mountain, which had felt like an adventure at sunrise, now loomed over me like an impossible task. I questioned everything, my preparation, my motivation, even my sanity for attempting this climb. The summit, once close, now seemed impossibly far. The clouds had rolled in, shrouding the peak in mist, making it feel like a mirage, something I could see but never touch. Each time I looked up, the distance seemed to grow, and the path ahead twisted endlessly upward. Exhaustion threatened to drown my spirit. The pain was grinding, not noble. My muscles ached, my back throbbed, and my mind started to spiral into negativity. There was no glory in this moment, just raw, unfiltered struggle. The temptation to quit was overwhelming. I thought about turning back, about how easy it would be to just stop, to let the mountain win. The idea of relief, of ending the discomfort, was almost seductive. In these moments you dig deep for strength you didn't know you had. You search for a reason to keep moving, even when every part of you is screaming to stop. It's a battle between your body and your willpower, and the outcome is never certain. I focused on my breath, shut out the negativity, and remembered why I started. I let the rhythm of my breathing anchor me, each inhale and exhale a reminder that I was still alive, still capable. I thought about the journey, the reasons I had set out, and the promise I made to myself to see it through. It wasn't just about the view, it was about proving something to myself. I wanted to know that I could push past my limits, that I could face the voice of doubt and keep going. The mountain was a test, but so was my own resolve. I forced myself up, legs trembling, and took one shaky step, then another. Each movement was deliberate, a small act of defiance against the urge to quit. My body protested, but my mind was beginning to fight back. I stopped looking at the summit and focused on the ground in front of me. The journey became about the next step, not the final destination. I realized that progress was measured in inches, not miles, and that was enough for now. Just this step, now the next. I broke the climb into tiny victories, each footfall a small win over the doubt that threatened to consume me. I encouraged myself, you are stronger than this, pain is temporary, quitting is forever. I repeated these words like a mantra, letting them drown out the fear and fatigue. I reminded myself that the discomfort would pass, but the regret of giving up would last much longer. Each step was a fight against the wall of doubt. The wind howled, the path grew steeper, but I kept moving, determined not to let my mind defeat me before the mountain did. I refused to be beaten. I stood taller even as my body screamed in protest, and I made a silent promise to myself. I would not surrender here. This was the true summit, the internal peak I had to conquer. The real victory wasn't reaching the top, but overcoming the voice inside that said I couldn't. Only then could I reach the physical one. With every step forward, I was not just climbing a mountain, I was climbing out of my own doubt, and that made every struggle worth it. Breaking through the wall, my mind took control. A new energy surged, not from muscle, but from spirit. The summit was in sight, no longer a dream, but a goal. The final stretch was a steep scramble, but I was undaunted. My world shrank to the next handhold, the next breath. The wind howled, but I felt rooted to the mountain. With every meter, exhilaration grew, exhaustion overshadowed by accomplishment. I scrambled over the last ridge, heaving myself onto the summit plateau. Relief, pride, and awe washed over me. Pain and doubt melted away. I had faced the mountain, and I had won. Standing on the summit felt like standing on the roof of the world. The view was a 360-degree panorama of wild, untamed nature. Endless mountain ranges, valleys, and shimmering lakes stretched to the horizon. No sign of civilization, just the earth in its raw glory. I felt both small and deeply connected to the landscape. The wind and sun were ancient companions. This view was earned through struggle and perseverance. The toughest climbs lead to the best views. In hiking and in life, I lingered, letting the peace and accomplishment sink in. This was the prize, a moment of pure perfection. That 5-hour hike was more than a physical trek. It was a journey into myself. The mountain reflected my strengths, weaknesses, and resolve. Pain stripped away the non-essentials, revealing who I am. In the wilderness, I found clarity and learned I could endure more than I thought. Nature teaches resilience, patience, and humility. Time in the wild recalibrates your perspective and deepens respect for the planet. I want to inspire you to answer your own call of the wild. Start small, find a trail, pack a bag, and go. Disconnect from screens, reconnect with the earth, and push yourself. The rewards are immeasurable. Strength, peace, discovery. Adventure is a mindset, not just for elite explorers. My journey continues, more mountains, more stories, the path is waiting, your adventure starts now.